Welcome to WWP Clips. This is the official Clips channel for We Want Picks. We'll be uploading our individual fight breakdown videos here, so make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our content. And as always, go to wewantpicks.com/bets, sign up with any one of our 5 betting partners, make a deposit, and we send you $50 as a thank you. Next up, at UFC Vegas 57, we have Mario Bautista taking on Brian Kelleher. Mario Bautista is 9-2 overall, 3-2 in his last 5, coming off a decision win over Jay Perrin about 3 months ago. Brian Kelleher is 24-13 overall, 3-2 in his last 5, and he's coming off a very quick loss to Umar Nurmagomedov. Mario Bautista is a high-volume, get one to give one style striker. He sets a nice pace and is always plodding forward while being light on his feet. He's constantly moving, and then he plants those feet and lets his hands go. Even though he's constantly moving, he actually can be pretty hittable, which has gotten him into some trouble in the past. He's coming off a solid win over a short notice Jay Perrin, where he was able to not only double the strikes, but he also worked in 4 takedowns, which we had not seen from him yet in the UFC. Brian Kelleher is incredibly well-rounded with clean boxing, decent power, pretty good grappling, and sets a great pace. He's very fun to watch, and he's always looking for a finish. You can look at his record and assume that he's a journeyman, right? He's got a good amount of losses in there. But the reality is that he's a very good fighter who really only loses to the better guys in the division. If you look at his last 3 losses, he lost to Umar Nurmagomedov, Ricky Simone, and Cody Stamann. All 3 of them are stud wrestlers. All 3 of those fights were at 145 pounds, unlike this one, which is actually at 135 pounds. And this is a really tough fight to pick. These guys are actually pretty similar. They're both busy strikers. They can both grapple when they need to. And I think the difference in this fight will actually be experience and physicality. So Brian Kelleher is by far more experienced at this level. He's got 14 fights in the UFC. And at 135 pounds, he can be a bully. He can bully his way through fights. My worry is definitely his negative striking differential. But I think if he brings the same grappling to this fight that he brought to the Kevin Kroom fight or the Domingo Pilarte fights, I think Brian Kelleher gets it done. He is the pick. I do think this is a pretty close fight. Before I hand it over to you, Jacob, let's just note my apologies to Brian Kelleher. I posted this graphic on Instagram the other day. I had him listed at 5'3", and he commented on the Instagram saying, I am 5'6" and 3/4. So here we go. Brian Kelleher, 5'6" and 3/4.
He's 6 foot at weddings. That's all that matters.
Yes. What are your thoughts, a Jackie boy?
I'm not going to disagree with you on the Brian Kelleher because I do believe that he is a little bit underrated, especially in the bantamweight division. As you mentioned, only lost to killers. The guy has real power. I mean, he's got real power for the bantamweight division. Always has that dangerous guillotine if people want to grapple with them. And offensive grappling and wrestling is not bad as well. But, you know, in this matchup, and I watched Mario Bautista, he just seems like the more dynamic fighter. You know, Brian Kelleher is what he is. He's very good at what he does, and that is basically throw the big right hand and try to catch people in guillotine. But as far as like in and out striking, you know, in scramble situations, it just seems like Mario Bautista is just that next level guy. Not next level as far as like he's a championship guy, but just a little bit a step ahead of Brian Kelleher in the striking. He does some wild stuff too. Throws a lot of those flying knees that we saw. Actually, Kevin Kroom almost got Brian Kelleher in trouble with those flying knees. Obviously, he's a lot taller in the situation, so the knees are a little bit right there in your face in that situation. But you know, I just feel like Bautista, this is his fight to lose. Kind of in the Jin Ufrey situation where if he doesn't entertain, I don't want him to entertain the wrestling, just like Jin Ufrey. If he just kind of dances around, plots his time, you know, he can find those opportunities to win a decision against Brian Kelleher. If he tries to get too aggressive, you know, as you mentioned, he is hittable, and Brian Kelleher has the power. If he tries to wrestle, Brian Kelleher will be there with the guillotine. So I played this the exact same way. Mario Bautista is my pick. I think that he should kind of not easily win this fight, but this is his fight to lose. But Brian Kelleher with the power. Mario Bautista is very hittable. Brian Kelleher with the guillotine. If Mario Bautista tries to wrestle, sometimes these non-wrestlers wrestling take weird shots. I played the same bet for Brian Kelleher as I did with Bautista or with the Jin Ufrey fight. I have inside the distance decision no action. So if Brian Kelleher comes in, lands that big shot, or finds that guillotine that he's found before, I get paid out. I think I only put a unit on this. I don't have the odds up right now, but I think it was plus 110, something like that. Same bet. I think Mario Bautista wins a decision, but if Brian Kelleher brings that power or finds that guillotine, I'm going to get paid out. So my pick is Mario Bautista. I think he should win the striking, but things could get a little crazy for him if he gets a little too aggressive.
Yeah, that's what the beauty of those safety net bets. So you're picking Bautista to win, but your actual money's on Brian Kelleher. And that win inside the distance decision no action bet, again, if Brian Kelleher wins inside the distance, Jacob will get paid. If he loses a decision, you get a refund. The bet never happened. You're only going to get that.
Yeah, and those are people. And those I saw on the live stream like Saturday. People were like, "Oh, you're playing both sides of the fence." Like, yeah, that's the
don't
smart
listen
thing.
to those people.
I mean, that's a
people
smart thing to do. I make a pick for the channel, but for my money, that's the safe play. I think Mario Bautista. I don't think I'm going to get paid out on my bet, but it's there. It's good odds, so I'll take some money on it. You know.
Well,
and you're only going to find that bet.
Net. Yeah, you're only going to find that bet. WeOwnPicks.com/bets. We have 5 partners. BetOnline is the only partner that offers that bet. If you sign up and make a deposit, we'll send you $50 as a thank you. You will hear people say a inside the distance only or finish only. You'll hear people say that bet with other sportsbooks like DraftKings. That's not the same bet. Finish only is not the same bet as win inside the distance, decision no action. It's the decision no action part that makes this bet really unique. You get a refund. You get your money back. So anyway, I don't necessarily know if I like that bet here, but that's your bet, so you're good with that. DraftKings, I like Brian Kelleher at $7,500. To get this big of a discount on a guy with 37 fights, 14 of them in the UFC, that's incredible. That's incredible. I will take that $7,500 discount over a hittable Mario Bautista. Do you like Mario Bautista at $8,700?
Nah, I don't like him that much.
Yeah. I also like the more in draft or on Monkey Knife Fight. This is another one, 78 to 54. I think it is kind of a striking match. I think Brian Kelleher blows past 54 because I think he can work in some wrestling. Like I mentioned, he did against Kevin Kroom, Domingo Pilarte. He works in some takedowns. He might even end up defending some takedowns. I think there's a lot of back and forth here. I think this is probably a decision. I like the more. What do you think?
I think it's more. I think it's a decision. I think it's a decision win for Mario Bautista. So I think it's a more. I think it's a striking battle. I think they go at it.
Yeah. So more. If you want to check that out, weonpicks.com/MKF. Monkey Knife Fight. It's just daily fantasy, guys. It's no different than a DraftKings or anything like that. It's not gambling. It's an app on your phone, but it's super easy to make some money and have some fun.